This could be episode 148 for you guys today. Once my co-host join in, we'll go ahead and get today's episode started. What's up, Curtis?
Hello.
What's up, Curtis?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm cooling, man.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that bridge thing that happened earlier, man?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. That's like something you would never think to happen.
Yeah, I was literally thinking this is the for us being in Maryland, this is probably the hottest time. Like Baltimore's been talked about all over the world since like the riots back in 2015. So
Right?
crazy.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah, I actually drove down that bridge yesterday, but I didn't know that was going to be my final time getting on that bridge until I woke up this morning and saw that.
Yeah, man. This is crazy, bro. It's insane.
Oh, here's Rob.
Never thought it would happen, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. What's up, Rob?
Yo. Do I sound a little better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You
Cool.
sound fine.
I'm using one AirPod this time. Before I was just using my phone, but I'm using one so I could actually hear in case Lou yells downstairs or something like that. I don't know.
Lou!
He'll be like, Rob!
Yeah, Rob, before we started, I was asking Curtis, what do you think about that bridge thing, man?
Bro, what the hell? Like, shit was crazy. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been during the day, or there just
Yeah.
could have been more people on it in general. But I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. And the whole economy it's going to be felt not only in most like, majorly in Baltimore, but also like everywhere else in the country. So like, I
Yeah.
mean, in the world even, because like, imports, exports going in and out of this port, the jobs, like there's no boats coming in or out for a minute. So
Yeah.
what are they going to be doing there?
That's facts.
So it's not just it's going to be a long-term thing, and it really sucks. But just condolences to whoever was involved or knows someone who was involved. I'll probably mention it when we go like live in the episode. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just
Yeah,
drove
man.
on it on Sunday coming home from Bolo. So I saw that before I joined in, I heard that you drove on it yesterday, Tom. That's got to be scary.
Yeah. I was telling Curtis, I never thought that was gonna be my last time on that thing.
Yeah, I don't know if they do build another one. It's going to take like a long
Yeah.
time, like 8 to 10 years, probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Mm-hmm.
I
It's all
texted
about to be jammed.
Fred. I don't know if Fred's joining in or not.
Didn't he say he was?
Yeah. I was trying to wait for him. I'll text him one more time.
When did he text that?
Well, actually, that was yesterday, so he probably is busy.
Yeah, he busy. So
All right.
let's just go to the
Mm-hmm.
I know he's probably resting.
That man's sleep.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host, Thomas Terry from Onthehop Podcast. Today I'm joined by Curtis Green and Rob Sarasulo. We are here to present episode 148 for you guys today. So with the events from us being in the DMV area, Rob wanted to mention the events that transpired in our area in Maryland with the bridge collapse. Rob, what words did you want to say for our audience?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the event he's referring to is the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing, as we all know and love. It's just a tragic event, and my condolences go out to anyone involved, or if you know someone involved, even a little bit. That's just a very bad tragedy that you don't really see every day, quite ever, honestly. I mean, that does not happen at all. Like, I don't know when the last time something like that happened, but you know, just cherish every minute, live your life, and just love. And that's it.
Yeah, this is facts. This is facts. Yeah, that was
Hmm.
unfortunate today in our area. I was actually telling Curtis before we went on, that's the hottest that the whole entire world has covered Baltimore for some since the rise in 2015. So it's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
But yeah, we're gonna get into sports now. So we're gonna share our thoughts on the men's March Madness tournament bracket. What was your guys' most surprising moments of the first week of March Madness this year?
I'll go last. That's what I'll say. I'll go last.
I'll definitely say. Let me think about that. I got a couple, but what's yours, Tom? I got to think on that a little bit.
Mine's definitely right off the bat. That Oakland beating Kentucky, that
Yeah.
was wild. And with all due respect, I never heard of Oakland University. Like, for me not knowing that university, I thought they were out in the West Coast in Oakland, in California. And it so happens to be they were from Michigan. So Oakland, I just never heard of the university. But the fact that they went on and beat Kentucky in the first round, I had Kentucky as my runner-up in my bracket playing UConn in the final, so that basically destroyed me right off the
Damn.
bat. Yeah. So, but yeah, that Oakland performance of Jack Golke, man, that man was firing all cylinders. I would have thought that was a clone of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and him because he was shooting lights out from three-point range, 32 points. It's always those random players that have those impressions on you that you always remember in March Madness. But to me, like Kentucky is like the Dallas Cowboys of March Madness because every time they're set up to have success, they fail. And this is the first time in the last few years that they've been sent home in the first round. They lost to St. Peter's 2 years ago when they were the second seed, lose to a 15 seed, and then they just lost to Oakland, being a third seed, losing to a 14 seed. So John Calipari's downfall needs to be studied because after they won a title back in 2011, 2012 with Anthony Davis, the program has never seen the heights that they used to have back
Hmm.
in the day. So yeah, that Kentucky loss definitely has to be the most surprising to me.
Yeah, I feel like they've been getting bounced like pretty frequently, like early on lately, the last couple of years. I mean, yeah, I haven't really seen it. I mean, crazy, 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 crazy. Oh man.
Yeah,
Um, I'll go with two. First, gotta give credit to NC State. Um, you know, I mean, maybe a little luck is in that, but they've had a fantastic run so far. Um, you know, beating the fifth seed. Who did they beat in the first round again? Texas Tech, right?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, Texas Tech, that beat them pretty handily, and you know, of course they beat Oakland in that close game, who had just beat Kentucky. Um, but they've been pretty impressive. They came into the tournament on like a good winning streak. Uh, it pretty much got them to the tournament and punched their ticket. So it's definitely cool to see like a Cinderella forming. They're definitely one of them. Um, and I would say like another favorite real quick would probably be the first round game between Florida and Colorado.
yeah,
That was a crazy game. I saw the ending of that. 102 to 100. I mean, that is a crazy college basketball score in itself. And, just the blows they were trading back and forth, um, And, we almost thought that, I feel like in a game like that, a half court shot was like, almost going to just like fall with how it was going. But luckily it didn't for Colorado.
Yeah,
So they got to move on. They lost the second round, right? I don't even
yeah,
know how they
they
did.
got destroyed.
Who did they play?
I forget. I don't want to say, was it? No, hold on. I don't want to be wrong here, but I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, Marquette. That's who I was gonna say. Yeah, they
Okay.
lost, but that was a close game. Yeah, that game I did see that game between them and Marquette, but yeah, they lost in the second round.
Mm. Yeah, no, that was a great game in the first round though. I haven't been able to see nearly enough of them, but I definitely saw a little bit of that. And yeah, so those are a couple for me. What about you, Kurt? Where you
For
at?
me, okay. For me personally, I have two. I'm gonna go one for the men's and one for the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So for the men, the thing that literally surprised me the most is that Yale sent what was that? Who did they play? Auburn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bro, they bounced them out. What do you say?
yeah,
Bunch of
Like
Ivy
I
Leaguers.
mean, I seen a little bit of that game and it was like kind of back and forth and it like went the whole game. So I mean, obviously Yale wanted it more, but you know, that's just what that is. But for the girls, who was that? Iowa and was that West Virginia? I think it was Iowa and West Virginia. Bro, they were kind of bullying Caitlin Clark. They were kind of being physical, like bumping her around and everything. Like that was really kind of my favorite moment is seeing how she could like get past that, be like, oh, I'm not worried about what they're doing to me, but I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty, and I'm going to win this game for my team. That was
Mm-hmm.
also a cool moment. I like to see that. You like to see your women out here thrive to greatness. But that's the
Hell
only
yeah.
two I got for right now.
yeah. There ain't nothing wrong with that, Kurt. Got through the. Actually, the woman I never really paid attention until like last year when that whole thing went down with the LSU girls and yeah, I've never really invested time to watch the women's bracket until like the last few years, and I would say like entertaining wise, they're just as entertaining as the men's. Like what they got going on the women's side, I like the competition that's over there. So yeah, they're definitely stepping up and making like women like they're making sure like women matter too, and the aspect of for March Madness too, because their bracket is pretty lit too over there. Um, I got a
Yeah,
favorite
man.
moment though. My favorite moment, game wise, would probably it was that honorable. That was gonna be my honorable mention, Rob. The Florida and Colorado game. That was a
Mm-hmm.
really good game. My favorite game from the weekend though would have to be that Houston and that Texas A&M game. That game was wild. Like it was a high scoring game. It was the final score was 100-95 in favor of Houston. They got the win in overtime. But the way how that game ended, Texas A&M, they weren't folding. They went on a 13-3 run at the end of the game to force overtime with 17 seconds left in regulation. That was crazy. The run that Texas A&M went on in Houston, and Houston found a way to win because they lost their best players, Emmanuel Sharp, LJ Cryer, and Jamal Sheed, who all had over 20 points in that game. They lost them all due to foul trouble. So the fact that Houston being the number one seed, not being upset to do a 9 seed, I think that was impressive. The way they pulled that out with their best players being in foul trouble and taking out of the game, win that game in overtime. I have to say that's probably my favorite game and my favorite moment of March Madness so far on the men's side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
But
That's good
really. I didn't get
right
to
there.
catch that
I
much.
actually like that.
I didn't get to catch that much of that game, sadly, but I did see some shit on that, and that was definitely a really good game.
yeah, it was the Sunday night. I was actually about to turn it off in the second half because Houston was pulling away, especially with 5 minutes left. That's when I was really like, all right, they got it. But then they just somehow, some way rallied all the way back. But I really, something like that, I wish Texas A&M did win that game because that would have been a good upset, a 9 seed knocking off a 1, the way they went on that run to force overtime. But it just didn't swing in their favor. But yeah, That was probably one of the best games of the first two rounds so far, for sure.
Ooh, another one was Nevada's collapse.
Mm.
They were up by like almost 30 and they lost.
The Dayton,
Yeah,
yeah,
to Dayton, bro.
that was a good game too.
Yeah, that was
Bro, I've never seen
insane.
that. You sold. You
Yeah,
sold.
I mean, 24-4 run to end the game and win the game. Crazy.
But yeah,
Crazy,
Rob,
crazy.
in our bracket, bro, like I'm in fourth place right now, but because Kentucky sold me in the first round and y'all got Purdue and Brady's got what, Houston, I have no shot of winning
Bro,
at all.
I deleted the app after the first round because it was so bad.
You got hired even look. So right now I got a total of 420 points. I'm in fourth place though, but you got 300. You actually have a 3% chance to win, while I have a 0% chance. Like, what are you?
Damn.
All because Kentucky. I put my faith in Kentucky to be my runner up. It was actually going to be Purdue, but I just felt like the roster and the caliber players that Kentucky has, I just thought they would have beat Purdue in the Final Four, but I should have just stuck with my gut that
Hmm.
told me Purdue in the first place. But yeah.
I know I got NC State going pretty far in my bracket, so um,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I had them. I think it was either the Elite Eight or the Final Four. I thought, they were hot at the right time, and they were like a lot of the picks I made were honestly like not very educated. I just kind of just a lot of them, especially the first round, a good chunk of them, I was just like picking upsets that never amounted. I literally picked 1/16 seed, the 16th seed against Houston. I picked them for the hell of it, just to watch the world burn if they won. But
yeah.
um, but yeah, no. Bracket is not looking good. I thought there would be more upsets. I mean, there was a couple, but I feel like there was more prior, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can never go wrong with March Madness because, like, upset can happen. Like, it could be anybody. It could be
Hmm.
literally anybody. Now I'm looking at it though. I made a mistake too because I had St. Mary's as the 5 seed going all the way to the Elite Eight, and they got bounced in the first round by Grand Canyon.
Oh yeah, that was another game I was thinking about.
Yeah,
Grand Canyon, bro.
yeah,
Come on, man. How you
yeah.
lose to
That's
Grand Canyon?
because I had to pick an upset. I was like, which one seed can I see get knocked out first? I had North Carolina actually losing in the 16, the Sweet 16 to St. Mary's, but yeah, they got bounced in the first round. So,
Is Michigan State still in it?
no, they lost to North Carolina in the
Hmm.
second round. Yeah, yeah.
I low key like the Tar Heels, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But we're gonna move on to this next segment. So we've been doing the Mount Rushmores for NBA. We covered point guards. We covered power forwards. I think that shooting guard and small forwards easy. So we're gonna go ahead and do the NBA center Mount Rushmore list. Which centers do you guys believe are in the Mount Rushmore list in NBA history?
I'm gonna go first because I mean I can go first. Number one, I'm going Shaq just because I want to. I'm putting well, even though he's not ranked number one, I feel like Shaq was the most dominant like center of all time for sure.
Mm.
Like top tier. Nobody had his he was too physical. Like most centers weren't that physical. You know what I mean? All right, so for number two, I got Wilt. You know what I mean? Wilt Chamberlain. Let's see, Kareem, and then let's go Hakeem Olajuwon.
Ooh,
That's
Hmm.
that's
Yeah, I'm taking Hakeem. Even though I know I should probably take somebody else, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Yeah, so Shaq, Wilt, Kareem, Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem can shoot that thing, so you know what I mean.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's my mama so far though.
Yeah. Um. Well, Shaq for me, Shaq and Kareem are like automatically up there. Uh, I think Kareem personally was the best center of all time, in my opinion. I know Shaq was probably more dominant, but like at the same time, I feel like Kareem had a lot longer of a prime. Shaq's prime was like the Magic and the Lakers,
Yeah.
and then after that, he kind of fell off. So, um, but Shaq's still up there. I mean, shit, man. Wilt is definitely up there. I mean, he was.
Hmm.
I feel like the thing was he was playing with a bunch of little boys. Like he was getting like 30 rebounds a game. Like it was not fair
Yeah.
at all. Uh, the fourth one is kind of a toss up for me. I was gonna put Hakeem up there as well, but like I feel like I'm gonna just like name like a couple, but then I'll probably just pick one. I'm gonna go with probably Bill Russell just because he's probably the you know he's got 11 titles.
Yeah.
I know
That's that.
it's he's very it was a long time ago, but I mean a ring's a ring, and he got more than he got fingers. So um,
Yeah.
5-time MVP, 12-time All Star. Yeah, he deserves to be up there. I guess some honorable mentions could be like Hakeem, uh, maybe Yao Ming, Patrick Ewing,
Hmm.
uh, um, you know Moses Malone, Karl Malone. Are they centers?
Karl Malone's a power
Right, right,
forward.
right, right, right. You're right. You're absolutely right. He was power forward. Moses Malone was a center, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah, he was. Um, yeah, those are just some honorable mentions, but overall, Shaq, Kareem, Bill Russell, and Wilt.
Yeah. I agree with Rob's list because I have the exact same four. I think the Mount Rushmore of centers is Kareem, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, and Shaq because Kareem just straight dominated the 80s. He had 6 titles, 6 MVPs, the unstoppable hook shot. That hook shot, you might as well just call it the Kareem shot of how perfect he perfected that shot over his career. And then Wilt Chamberlain, I think he has to be recognized because, like you said, Rob, he was just bodying those centers in the paint. He
Mm-hmm.
was just having his way. And he has to go down as one of the most dominant centers in NBA history because at one point, he was averaging 47 points per game for 2 seasons at one point in his career. So that's crazy. I know it's a different time frame, but then, like you said, Bill Russell winning 11 titles, you definitely got to document that as greatness. And he was a great two-way player, wasn't really a selfish offensive player either. And then Shaq, he might be one of the most dominant big men that we ever see again in NBA history. I don't know if somebody's going to be able to dominate in the paint the way Shaq did and the way his presence was on the court, especially helping Kobe with that three-peat or with those championships in LA. And then he just faded off, like you said, after that, Rob. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
think those four centers definitely got to be the Mount Rushmore in NBA history for sure.
Oh yeah, there's a
for
lot of
sure.
good centers though, man. It's hard. Like it's. I feel like this list was a little easier for me than the other positions, but at the same time, there's been a lot of great centers, and I feel like in today's NBA, there's like we've got some good ones, but I feel like there's not nearly as many. You
Not
know what I mean?
many elite ones, that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like not a lot of like you got Jokic, you got Embiid, you got Bam.
Hmm.
After
AD when he healthy, man.
I feel like he's more of like a
Yeah, I was
power
going to
forward though.
say he's more of a four.
Nah, man,
He's
put
a
him at
four.
center
He
against
can play
no.
in today's NBA. He can definitely play
You don't want
center.
to put him
I
at
mean,
center when you see Jokic or Sabonis on the court, Kurt.
oh yeah,
I
Sabonis
mean,
is he's
if
definitely
you think about
Sabonis
it
is
for
elite.
real, AD could play defense when he's help. When he wants to, he could play defense on them, bro.
That yes, he needs to do it all the time. But it's just the way how basketball has changed. I agree with that because it's like it's I don't know. There's not like that many. That's why I said Shaq might be the last dominant big man because of the way how he played the position. Now it's like limitless range, and you got like basically stretch bigs out there, big guys that can shoot the three and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but like other than like those names you said, Rob and Kurt, I really don't think of anything as a center position. I just think of like another position on the court, really. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
like the position matters. That makes sense. But just like it's not like I see a center. I'm thinking like somebody dominant in the paint, just living in the paint like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
the game of basketball has just changed for that. But for the better though, I mean, if you like scoring, it's changed for like guys that can shoot from the range and things like that.
Hey man, that's why that 3-point line kind of. I mean, they was like, if all my players can shoot from the 3-point line, then we're good.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, uh, we might throw in shooting. I mean, shooting guard might be easy, but we might throw that in there just to see everybody's opinions on that too. But
Yeah,
yeah, that,
I'd
yeah.
be down for that.
But we're gonna move on to the next segment. We're gonna be sharing our biggest surprises of the NBA season thus far. So, what surprises have stood out to you guys during the NBA season thus far?
Hmm.
You said during the NBA season?
Yeah.
That's a. Hmm.
I guess I feel like my biggest surprise, or one of them, is how quickly the Thunder ascended to be one of the elite teams in the NBA.
Hmm.
They went from I mean, I knew it was bound to happen, but it happened so like they went from a play-in team. What did they even make the playoffs last year?
No, they were a
Yeah,
play-in team last year.
they were a play-in, and then this year they're what, number one, two seed? I don't even know. They're up there. But they're just so dominant. SGA is just like no doubt has been the best point guard. I mean, I feel like Luka is just like a point forward. I mean, I guess he's listed as a point guard at this point, but
Yeah.
he's more of a point forward. But I feel like SGA has been the best point guard. Um, feel like my boy Brunson ain't too far behind though. He's been number two or three up there. I'm not even kidding when I say that. I mean, he's been playing crazy. But no, I would have to say the Thunder for sure in their ascension.
I like that one. What about you, Kurt?
For me personally, it's seeing like just me because just for me, not anyone else, right? It's seeing the Lakers actually turning things around because now we're top 10. So I'm just excited to like see things starting to kind of work for us, and we're getting down to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean? Try at least win a chip this year. Not saying it's off the map, but damn, shit,
What seed are y'all
we're
right
at
now?
number 9. We're kind of creeping up
Mm.
in there. I mean, we're kind of creeping up in there.
You gonna have? I mean, as long as you're in there, you have a chance. I mean, you have LeBron, so
Yeah.
you know what happens when LeBron comes into the playoffs.
Yeah,
So you gotta do
I
something
completely
though.
agree. We're on our win streak right now, so
You gotta do something soon.
yeah,
Yeah, the man's gonna
The
be
window
40
is
by the
closing.
end of the year.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's so crazy. He's gonna be 40.
Yes, that's pretty crazy. So for me, I got like two, but I'm gonna mention one of them or what Rob said. I'll get to that in a second. Me personally, this one stands out to me, and I know this team is horrible, but I am really surprised of what the Detroit Pistons have done this NBA season. Now, hear me out, because they were not supposed to be this bad again. Because they brought in Monty Williams. Monty Williams is a former Coach of the Year. He got the Suns to the finals a few years ago, and they signed him to a fresh 6-year contract to build a culture in Detroit for the Pistons and the rebuild. What has he done? Because last year they finished 17-65. Right now, the regular season is about to end. They have 12 wins and 60 losses. What improvements has been done to this Pistons team during the rebuild? because they're just in the same position they were last year. And they went on that historic 28-game losing streak, the longest losing streak in NBA history. I don't know. It's like I know they still got the ways to go, but like I see talent on this Pistons team because they got Cade Cunningham, former first overall pick from a few years ago. They got Jaden Ivey, Asar Thompson. They got some young pieces there, and I'm thinking Monty Williams is supposed to help these young players grow. They do their thing on the court offensively, but can you turn something into wins? Like, come on now. I just feel like something's not clicking there in Detroit, and I feel like they should be at the bottom of the East, if that makes sense, but they should not be 12 wins and 60 losses after bringing in someone like Monty Williams. That doesn't sit right to me. So we're gonna see if he actually sits around for that 6-year contract or not. But
I think he would.
you think he's gonna stay there for that whole time?
Most likely. I mean, hey man, unless
I
somebody
don't
feeling
know.
dangerous.
If they don't do if they do the same shit next year, then
He's
like
gotta
I don't
go.
know. He gotta go, man, because like you can't just lose 60 games 3 seasons in a row. I mean, I know the last season, he wasn't there, but you're absolutely right. And if they're not going to improve, then what is he doing there besides staring at the scoreboard with a clipboard in his hand? Like, what is he doing?
But like I just don't. I know it takes time for like NBA rebuilds, but damn, like they had like they had some top selections over the last few years. You would think they would slowly do what OKC did when they had several top 10 picks over the years, but not even close. Like only having 12 wins in the month of March, about to hit April, is pretty wild to me. Actually, I'm about to see that who has the worst record in NBA, because I know the Wizards are definitely there too. Let me see. And they have the worst record in the NBA. The Pistons. That is horrible.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, 12 and 60, and the Wizards are just barely above them with 14 wins and 58 losses.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm, mm.
But my other surprise, that's like kind of two teams, was what you said, Rob. OKC, they have done a great job. Age-wise, average age-wise, they're the youngest team in the league, but they have taken the league by storm during this rebuild. I don't even nobody should consider them a rebuild anymore. They're here to stay for a while. So them being a top-tier team all year in the West definitely speaks volumes. And then the Timberwolves also were another surprise to me this year. We know they had the talent, but both of these teams being playing tournament teams, the Timberwolves making it last year, OKC not, but these two teams that found themselves in the play-in tournament has been like top tier, top elite teams in the West all year long. And they got two players to be proud of, and SGA and Anthony Edwards, because they're going to be the faces of the franchise for a while. But if they both continue to play this way, OKC and the Timberwolves, I wouldn't be surprised if they give veteran guys in the West like LeBron, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry a run for their money in the playoffs, potentially sending them home. So yeah, I'm really proud of what those two teams have done this year, coming off of what they were a season ago. That's huge growth to me.
That's funny. I was literally gonna say Minnesota, but then last minute I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about OKC. I
But yeah,
just think that OKC, I mean Minnesota's there, but I'm not buying them as much as I am OKC.
yeah, that's
I
true.
can
I don't know.
agree with that.
Let me see. I know Carl Anthony Edwards is still hurt. If they don't have him come playoff time, it's going to be a problem. Let me see.
Mm.
Uh,
Is Ant's hand still hurt?
is who?
Anthony
Edwards from
Edwards.
that dunk?
Yeah.
Yo,
That man
that,
killed John Collins. Oh my God.
I would have just exited the game. I would have just
You
got up,
can't you
shrugged
can't
off my
play no more
shoulders.
after that.
I would have shrugged off my shoulders. I'm just drawn into the locker room. Give me in the ice bath. I'll be out there next game, coach. He murdered him.
John
Yeah,
Collins
yeah,
probably
bro.
walked in the grocery store for some groceries, and you probably got a bunch of like preteen kids freaking bullying his ass in the store just because he got yammed on so bad.
They said when he get hurt in the beginning of March, so Anthony Edwards probably be back in the next few weeks for the play, just in time for the playoffs. But yeah, that dunk though, he didn't. When he dunked it, his teammates were celebrating with him. He couldn't even celebrate because his hand was hurting. That was crazy though. Somebody got dunked on right after that. I'm trying to think who had like a memorable dunk, like literally right afterwards. Someone had a nasty one.
Austin Rivers.
Yes, yes, yes.
What?
Wait, you said Austin
Austin
Rivers?
Rivers.
I thought you said somebody else. Hold on, let me see.
We
NBA.
Austin Rivers don't ain't
say he
playing no
got
more.
banned on.
No, I'm talking about like no Austin Rivers. I don't think he's in the league right now.
No, he's not. He's on like talk shows now.
I
I'm
thought he
saying.
said somebody else. Hold on, NBA dunks in March. There was somebody that I gotta think of this before we move on. There was somebody that got nasty, like it was bad. I I can't find it though, but man,
Wait, what you
somebody
say? You said Austin Rivers.
That's what you said.
you said Austin Rivers. I thought you said somebody else.
It might have been Austin Reeves, is what I was trying to say.
Austin Reeves,
Austin
yeah. I
Reeves.
yeah, I think that it was somebody on the West that had that dunk. It
Yeah.
was somebody. I'm about to before we move on real quick. I'm just curious to see on the let me see on my lap. Never mind, my laptop froze. But if I
You said
think
my
about it, I'll send it to
laptop
y'all later.
froze.
Yeah, if, I'll send it to y'all later if I think of it though. But it was just crazy. But we'll go ahead and move to the final segment. With the NFL draft coming up, we're going to share our NFL mock draft 1.0. So this is just a small glimpse of what we think is going to happen next month. Just selections of 1 through 5. What are your guys' mini mock drafts right now heading into the NFL draft?
Hmm.
Mm,
Kurt, you want to go first?
nah, you got it, buddy.
Okay. Hmm. I think that obviously number one, Caleb Williams. I mean, it's pretty much a book it and forget it type of pick. I mean, eh. At this point, they don't have nobody there. They traded Justin Fields, so it's a foregone conclusion. He's the consensus favorite. I'm just gonna say it happens because it probably will. Um, Number two, I think that the Commanders will take Jaden Daniels. I don't want them to take Jaden Daniels. I hope they pull a Washington and get JJ McCarthy, but
That would be great.
think I don't think it'll happen. I'm pretty sure that they're going to take Jaden Daniels. I don't think they'll go after another UNC quarterback.
Yeah,
Um, but number three, Patriots, they'll probably take, the third best quarterback, Drake May. Um, you know, I don't know why else they wouldn't either Drake May or Marvin Harrison, but I'm gonna go Drake May. Um, Cardinals, they're probably gonna take Marvin Harrison. They could use a bona fide number one. Um, you know, they don't have Marquise Brown anymore. They don't have D Hop anymore. They need somebody there. Uh, Number five, I'm going to say that the Vikings trade up with the Chargers and get JJ McCarthy because they need a quarterback and they've probably been seeing all types of rumors and, buying into the fact that we're going to take JJ McCarthy. Honestly, we
mm.
might if he's there, which sickens me. Um, but yeah, I think they'll trade up and get JJ McCarthy. I think it makes the most sense for them. I think, he fits what Kirk Cousins did. I feel like, he can get to that. He might be able to get to that point. I mean, he's still very young. I mean, you never really know with the NFL draft and quarterbacks, especially. It's very hard to hit on those. So he could end up being great. Who knows? But I don't think he will be. So I think the Vikings though will trade up and get him
I
for the
can see
fifth
it. I
pick.
can see that.
Okay, okay, okay. I mean, uh, so what are we going? Around, you said 1 through 5, right?
Yeah, just 1 through 5 today.
Okay, so I'm going that the Bears are gonna take Caleb Williams. I feel like they're gonna have to, bro. They need a different look over that way because
Yeah,
obviously, you know what I mean, it wasn't working before, so you know what I mean. They're gonna get something nice and fresh, and hope he do something. I mean, I don't think he wants to go to the Bears. The Bears,
I don't think so either, to
like,
be honest.
bro, it's just tragic. Um, let's see. For my second pick, okay. Let's see. It's the Commanders. The Commanders got a second pick. I
Yeah.
think they're gonna take Daniels, that QB, Jaden Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure Rob, you just commented on that. So, yeah, I mean, it's not too much. Patriots number 3. Let's see. I think they're gonna take a QB. QB is that name Drake.
Drake May. Yeah.
Yeah. How you say his last name?
May. I don't know.
May.
Yeah, it's May, but like it's spelled like Maye.
Yeah. Okay. So Drake May. Um, I think that the Cardinals might take either Marvin or they could take another receiver, Malik. That's who, like those two. I feel like
Yeah.
could flip flop. Like either the
Yeah.
Chargers get, you know, Marvin somehow, some way if they don't take him that early, or you know, the fucking the Cardinals take Malik. It all depends, bro. But I feel like Malik might go to the Chargers and Marvin's gonna go to the Cardinals.
I could see that. I could definitely
Yeah,
see that.
that's all I got for 1 through 5 for the mock draft now.
Yeah, I could see that. Um, so my 1 through 5, I do have a trade up when I get to that. One, I think it's pretty obvious that the Bears are going to get Caleb Williams. I don't know who they thought they were fooling with the number 1 overall pick again, not going back-to-back years on a quarterback with the number 1 pick. They had to pull the trigger this time. I just felt like it was a time for a change at the position. But I don't know. I feel like I would not be surprised if Caleb Williams just ends up as an average guy in the NFL. Like I don't really understand the hype behind him. It's calling him a generational talent or the best quarterback talent since Trevor Lawrence. I don't know because it's easy to beat up on Pac-12 quarterbacks, but when it's time for you to play ranked opponents and see some real competition, I don't know. He just doesn't perform the same. The win-loss record definitely isn't the same. 6 wins and 8 losses against top 25 teams. So I don't know. We're going to have to see if Caleb Williams is the next Patrick Mahomes, a lot of analysts call him, or he's just going to be an average guy or potentially a bust. But I'm really intrigued to see how his career starts in Chicago. But I definitely think they're going to take him to the Commanders. Rob, I was leaning towards them getting JJ McCarthy, but I don't think I think they have to hit this time. There's no way they miss. Like y'all said, I got Jaden Daniels going there. That man was amazing last year as the Heisman. Like
Mm-hmm.
he reminds me a lot of Lamar Jackson, his style of play. I think that would be a good quarterback to have for the new era in Washington. I could see him growing to potentially go toe to toe with the teams in the NFC East over the years. So if they groom him the right way and they develop him with Cliff Kingsbury's offense, but yeah, 3. I got a little change here. 3, I got the Patriots moving out of the 3 pick for now, and I would have the Vikings moving up. I got the Vikings taking Drake May at the 3rd pick. I know they are happy with. They could be happy with moving up to get JJ McCarthy, but at 3, you got to go with the best quarterback on the board. I think just Drake May is better than JJ McCarthy, and they weren't aggressive at the quarterback position. because they lost. I was surprised they weren't aggressive with the market after losing Kirk Cousins. So I think they're going to need a quarterback that they can hit on and move up on to keep Justin Jefferson happy because I think he's in the final year of his contract, looking for a big contract. If there's no quarterback that he loves playing with, he's out of Minnesota. So they got to keep him happy. And I see a lot of Aaron Rodgers traits in Drake May. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Aaron Rodgers, but like being mobile in the pocket, making throws like that, making throws on the run, I could see it. 4, definitely the Cardinals are going to take Marvin Harrison Jr. That I think him and Kyler Murray would be good together. He hasn't had a true number one since DeAndre Hopkins left Arizona, so they owe him a wide receiver for sure. And they just lost Hollywood Brown because he went to the Chiefs. 5, I could see the Chargers moving out of this spot, but 5 right now I have them selecting Malik Neighbors from LSU, the wide receiver Curtis said. I definitely could see them trading down, but I wouldn't be surprised they get a wide receiver because they lost Keenan Allen and Mike Williams during the offseason so far. So
I think
yeah,
it would
I wouldn't
be.
be surprised. I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to trade up. It might be a team like the Patriots that might say, oh, we could find our guy in the 2nd or 3rd round with maybe Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix falling out of the first. Well, I think Bo Nix is definitely falling out of the first round, but maybe Michael Penix Jr. falling out of the first round. Maybe they go back and get him. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are some teams that shuffle out of their selections, and then a lot of teams move up this year for sure.
Oh, I could put. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that Neighbors falls to us. I really do. I really want us to draft Neighbors
I hope
so
McCarthy
bad.
falls to y'all too, so y'all can have the Jimmy
Uh,
G 2.0 in
I
the division.
I don't know. I don't think. I think they're just like blowing smoke by saying that they're enamored by McCarthy and that kind of thing. I mean, it would not make sense to draft him. I mean, he's more of a project. I mean, I feel like if they were going to draft a QB, they would wait until their second round pick and get like Bo Nix or something. I don't think they would I don't think they would take Penix only because what you would have to get like a. I mean, we just signed a right tackle, but like Andrew Thomas is supposed to be your blindside guy, and he would become like he would just become like your front side guy,
That's true.
and like his importance would kind of be minimized with Penix. But I mean, even if they did draft him, though, I wouldn't be upset. I mean, he's pretty good. I just don't think they will with the injury history. But
Yeah,
yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
a good pick for y'all though, Rob, at 6. And I don't know if he's gonna fall, but Brock Bowers, if he falls out of the top 5, y'all definitely have to take him at 6.
They're probably not going to take him. I mean, I would love that because he's a dog. But if Neighbors ain't there and they take a wide receiver or a weapon, they'd probably take Rome Odunze from Washington.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's
really
pretty good
good.
too.
I don't think he's on the same level as Neighbors or Marvin, but he's still like really good.
Yeah, he definitely helped out Michael Penix during the year too. He was really
Mhm.
good. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the draft. I
Yes.
know the Cowboys really ain't going to do none, so might as well get ready for offensive tackle. I already know it's coming, so you might as well just give me the selection now, Jerry Jones. But yeah, we'll share our real draft in the next month or so before the NFL draft.
That'd be cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that.
But
Definitely.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. But that is all the time we have for you guys today. This is your host Thomas Tyree, Curtis Green, and Rob Sarasulo signing off. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and
Sir,
we'll see you guys on next week's episode.
Deuces.
get your raised energy.